What if you want to find the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane? In this case, we have A and B. Well, first of all, you need to figure out what coordinates pertain to A and pertain to B. So the coordinates of A are 1 and 2. The coordinates of B are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we wanted, we could go ahead and write these out as 1, 2, and 8, 5. Now that we've found our coordinates, we need to use the distance formula. This thing looks horrifying, but just like the midpoint formula, it's pretty straightforward. It basically becomes an algebraic plug and chug. So, as always, let's start by rewriting the formula. So we have our x2 is 8. Make sure you're putting x2 first. And then x1 is 1. All right? We're going to close those parentheses and square them, but we'll do that later. And then we're going to take our y2, which is 5, and subtract our y1, which is 2. And then we're going to close the parentheses, square it, and then finish off our square root symbol. All right, so let's just keep simplifying here. Mathematics is the art of making complicated things simple. So here we go. 8 minus 1 is 7. Close the parentheses, square it. And 5 minus 2 is 3. Whoops, let me get my colors straight. Close the parentheses and square that. All right, so let's go ahead and take it over here. So I'll bring my arrow right there. So what we have now is, well, what's 7 squared? In other words, what is 7 times 7? If you said 49, you are right. And then what is 3 squared? In other words, what is 3 times 3? It's 9. So close off all of our parentheses and finish our square root symbol. And then finally, it's just an addition problem, guys. 49 plus 9 is 58. And make sure you keep this square root symbol, because the square root of 58 is very different than just plain old 58. And if you want proof, you can always take a calculator out and check for yourself. All right, so I want y'all to find the distance between points C and D. And this one's a little easier because I've given you the coordinates. You don't have to find it in the picture. So go ahead and press pause now and find the distance between C and D. Pause. All right, if you're back with me, let's check our work. So let's rewrite the distance formula. And this time I want to label my points. Excuse me, my coordinates. I have x1, x2. So let's go ahead and plug those in. So we have 4 minus 3. Close the parentheses, square it. And now we have y1 and y2. So let's go ahead and plug those in. y2 is 7. y1 is 5. Close the parentheses, square it. So what we're left with is the square root of, well, 4 minus 3 is just 1. Close parentheses, square it. And 7 minus 5 is, whoops, let's get to green. It's 2. Close the parentheses, square it. Let's do the same thing. Take our arrow over here. And so we have 1 squared, which is just simply 1. Because remember, 1 times 1 is 1. And then 2 squared, which is 4. Because 2 times 2 is 4. And then what we end up with is the square root of 5. I want to make one more note. Technically, when we're talking about distance, we're talking about a measure of space. So we need to include units. Units. And if the problem told us that each little square indicated a mile, well, then we would need to use miles. But since the problem didn't tell us that, make sure you use units.